Today we're going to be starting a playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess via one of two available PC ports, thanks to the decompilation efforts. This one is known as Dusklight. The other project's name escapes me at the moment, but I would encourage you to look into both. There are videos out there kind of comparing and contrasting the two different versions. This is the one that I ended up settling on. Not really for any particular reason, but just more that I just kind of wanted an authentic Twilight Princess experience on PC. We'll go ahead and let the opening cinematic play while I give a little bit more insight. So, this is far and away my favorite Zelda game. Like, I love the N64 games, the Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds duology, if you want to call it that, is also great. I've enjoyed many a Zelda in my time, but there's something about Twilight Princess that really, like, just continues to stick with me over almost 20 years later. Not quite. It'll be as of, you know, November, December this year. I played the GameCube version on release, or at least very close to release. And I remember I actually struggled with this game quite a bit at the time. I was like 10, right? So, but eventually coming back to it in high school, and then, you know, replaying it when I was in college, and then most recently, 3 years ago, leading up to Tears of the Kingdom's release, I replayed all of the 3D Zeldas to that point, all 6 of them, right? Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, and Breath of the Wild. And I had kind of resolved myself to... God, the title screen is so majestic. I'd kind of resolved myself, or if that's the right term, to replay this year the traditional 3D Zeldas. I always forget that there's this extra cutscene too. The traditional 3D Zeldas being from Ocarina through Skyward Sword. It's kind of a promotional video, and also it's a little fuzzy there, just because it is like a like pre-rendered FMV as opposed to being in-engine, as most cutscenes from Nintendo in this era were. So we're actually gonna skip this because it looks like shit. And actually just stick to the in-engine stuff. So yeah, I couldn't help myself, and so I started playing, and apparently I played an hour and a half. We're gonna go ahead and delete this. This is partially for testing purposes, and it was partially for I just wanted to play it and mess around with it. But yeah, long story short, I was gonna do the traditional 3D Zeldas as kind of a run back, because I don't really have any interest in replaying the open world ones. But then again, there are, like, I would say 2 of the traditional 3D Zeldas that I wasn't, like, super excited to replay, but I would have considered it if we were doing them all back to back. Kind of like I've talked about with Metroid Prime to a certain extent, where it's like, yeah, I'll throw another playthrough of Prime 3 if I'm specifically doing the trilogy, but if not, then no. But yeah, so what had happened also, in addition to this releasing and kind of speeding up my desire to replay it, was I went back to my Majora's Mask playthrough on Zelda 64 Recompiled that I was like 3/4 of the way through, maybe even a little more than that, actually. I was like in Iconic Canyon, and I kind of bailed at that point, just for no particular reason, but I went back and finished that, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want to throw another playthrough of Majora's Mask just yet. Like, I think I need to wait a little longer. Because it's so recent, the fact that I replayed it again following my streams a couple years back. Ocarina's still on the table. There's a million ways to play that, but I've also played through that game a freaking dozen times, or so, maybe not all the way through a dozen times, but like I've played the first half of Ocarina of Time a lot, and I finished it a handful of times over the years. And then like Wind Waker, as y'all know, I'm not like super into. In fact, I was like kind of chipping away at and did the first 3 dungeons of Wind Waker modified. There's this program called Better Wind Waker that allows you to toggle on some of the Wii U quality of life stuff, like the Swift Sail and no encores when you're doing Wind Waker stuff, and just kind of cutting back on some of the tedium in that game. I'm sure I'll get into comparisons and contrasts to the other 3D Zeldas and what I think about them, and that information's already kind of out there in the previous streams as well. But without further ado, I think we're due to jump right on in. And I usually just leave the names as default. Like, I don't really buy into the whole self-insert thing too much. It could be fun to mess around with, but like, I don't know, I don't really feel like I get much out of it. And plus, how often is Epona really referenced by name past Goron Mines, right? But yeah, man. This game's special, and I think, like, replaying it, I'm actually going to minimize OBS, so that way I'm not distracted. Replaying those first, like, opening hours, I was like, man, shit still slaps. And especially at, like, higher frame rate. Of course, the stream is capped at 60, but I'm playing this uncapped 144 hertz. And man, it's smooth as hell. It's hell smooth. Anyway. I don't know, should I voice act this? I can mess around with it. I don't know, what does Russell sound like? Tell me, do you ever feel a strange sadness as dusk falls? They say it's the only time when our world intersects with theirs. The only time we can feel the lingering regrets of spirits who have left our world. That is why loneliness always pervades the hour of twilight. He said it! He said the thing! But enough talk of sadness. I have a favor to ask of you, Link. Oh yeah, and I should also note, you notice on the title screen it said 4K. This is with Enrico Magnifico's most recent HD texture pack, which is compatible with Dusklight. Very easy too, you literally just copy the folder into a particular folder in your app data, I think, on Windows. I was supposed to deliver something to the royal family of Hyrule the day after tomorrow. Yes, it was a task set to me by the mayor, but would you go in my stead? You have never been to Hyrule, right? Country boy. In the kingdom of Hyrule, there is a great castle, and around it is Castletown, a community far bigger than our little village, and far bigger than Hyrule is the rest of the world the gods created. Also, I want to make sure they make the text bigger, maybe. I can check the settings. I don't want OBS to be minimized. Hold up. Sorry. Just because I was getting a little flickering here. Make sure that's not. And far bigger than Hyrule is the rest of the world the gods created. You should look upon it all with your own eyes. I think part of it, Gustavo, is that it's in widescreen, like native widescreen, so it allows for a lot of assets to be blown up a little bit more. I think when I last streamed this, I played it stretched to 16:9, which is not the most ideal thing ever, but got the job done. We should head back to the village. I will talk to the mayor about this matter. A lot of the popular games on Dolphin are playable with 16:9, like widescreen hacks or codes. They're not all perfect. I talked about the Path of Radiance one not being ideal in some cases, like outside of the maps, really. It's not great. But you know, it does what it's supposed to do, I suppose. I'm getting like this flickering every now and again, and I can't tell what exactly is going on. And the thing about projects like this, too, not only is it extremely impressive to have, like, decompiled the code from the original game and then, like, made it into something playable and, like, very plug-and-play also. That's the thing that I think is lacking in some PC ports, where it's like, you can tweak every little frickin' knob you could possibly want, and it's like, I just don't really want that. Like, I play on PC, but I kind of want console sensibilities in some sense, to a certain extent. I mean, the options are nice, but it's like, you know, it tends to get overwhelming with some other Zelda PC projects that I've messed around with. No shade, it's just like, it's just a preference thing. Hey, you mind helping me herd the goats? They ain't listening to me lately. shove it up your ass, old man. I'm going back to bed. Oi, where's Epona? Why did I say it like that? Where's Epona? Hey. Also got free camera control, but the nice thing is, I mean, this was kind of a thing in the original. But yeah, like you can adjust the camera, and this might have been in the OG actually, to be honest. It's more so in the N64, like Majora's Mask recompilation, where that didn't have free camera. But you can do it, and then like when you toggle on the lock on, or just like press, you know, left trigger, it kind of resets it to the regular camera, the normal camera framing. Yeah, I'm getting these like little white flickers every now and again in the cutscenes. I washed Epona for you. It just says nothing. Just says nothing. Epona is a girl too, so you have to treat her nice like one. Oh, but listen, Link, could you do something for me? Can you use a piece of grass to play the song? Oh yeah, Epona's song. Damn, I forgot the notes. Damn it. Oh, well, better luck next time. No. How convenient that these horseshoe-shaped flowers or grasses also happen to be a playable musical instrument. That's very, muy convenient. What do you have to say for yourself? It's such a nice melody. Epona looks happy. Well, she's all prettied up now, so I suppose you can ride her back. But don't you make her do too much, okay? You hear? Gotta kind of give him, like, sort of, you know, rural country kind of accents. To the best of my ability, without being, like, total, completely offensive. Pulsing sound mix. Something messed up on my end. It sounds fine on my end, but I wonder... Let me look at, audio settings. Enable, maybe I need to turn off the reverb? Let me know if that's better. Could have been a reverb thing, potentially. Spatial sound is off. I also don't know if, I don't know what that flickering is doing, too. We can do a little bit of troubleshooting if I need to. I don't like depth of field. Yeah, just let me know if you feel like that's... if the audio's fixed, because before I go any further, I do want to make sure everything's all working. And let me just look up Dusklight. Twilight Princess. Disable the dusk bloom setting. This is the AI overview saying. Creates hearts frequently flickers or causes screen tearing. Okay, so maybe I do need to... My bitrate looks okay. Try refreshing your page and see if that fixes it, if it's just on your end. I'm gonna change this back to classic, I guess. I'm still getting these flickers, though. Okay, that might be fixed. Maybe... Let me double check that I don't have any, like, weird filters on here. Just a limiter. It's from extra gain. Yeah, there might be a little bit of troubleshooting involved. Especially like with streaming it in particular. Playing this off stream, there were like 0 issues. But sometimes when you stream something, it just creates like distinct problems with you know, CPU overload and stuff like that. But it doesn't seem like my CPU usage is particularly high. 15%. It's like, unless it's like a, you know, a dual core limiting kind of factor or whatever. But in fact, I can pull this up on my phone and see. I can pull up the stream on my phone and listen real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna mute myself real quick. Yeah, it seemed okay. I thought maybe there was something weird happening for a second when I listened to the listen back, but okay, weird. Yeah, so maybe it is just a background noise thing. It's probably OBS in that case, or something to do with like on YouTube's end with their limiter. Let me see. The only thing I can really change is latency. I can't really change. I mean, my audio bitrate on OBS, it's probably an OBS thing. So as long as it's not, like, terribly distracting, I think we're okay to continue on. I think we'll be okay. Still getting that screen flickering every now and again, though. Now, I'll show you guys what I mean with the classic bloom, once we get to the Twilight Realm. Because, like, when I pan the camera around, the grass would kind of shimmer, but like not in a way that looked intentional. It could also have to do with like sometimes running these things at like higher frame rates is iffy, you know, like sometimes you want to cap it at like 60 or something like that, which wouldn't be the worst thing ever. It's like the fact that this game originally ran at 30 is kind of was sort of surprising to me, because it's like a very smooth 30 that feels good to play. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Hopefully the Twilight Realm is not one such case where that's gonna be an issue, but we'll find out. Sorry to ask, bud, but how's about you and Epona herd him into the barn real quick? Oh no, I have to spend 2 minutes, not even, like, fucking herding goats. Oh no, whatever shall I do? And cry about it. I'm not saying this is the most fucking fun thing in the world, but like, good lord, do people overblow it. Y'all like sailing in straight lines. Y'all like fucking putting your controller down and going in straight lines. I will continue to throw Wind Waker shade. No hate on people who like it. It's just like, and I think it's a solid game too. It's just like, compared to the other Zeldas, I don't know. It's fine. Rootin' tootin', cowboy. There's a snake in my boot. Not my best work. Got the streamer nerf. Got the streamer nerf on skill a little bit. Something about Wind Waker without water. Oh. That would be interesting. Like, is it like someone rebuilding Hyrule underneath or something like that? That could have been cool. Wind Waker just screams unfinished, and like it's solid for what it is. It's just like, that is the 3D Zelda that should get a remake. Not because it's my favorite one, because it's my least favorite one prior to Breath of the Wild, at least. It has a lot of potential. It's just like, the dungeons are just like so simple. Like they never... I feel like the dungeons in Wind Waker rarely, if ever, surpass the complexity of like the child dungeons in Ocarina of Time or something. It's like there's never that like jump, really. Or rather, I guess you can kind of get that jump with Earth Temple-ish. And that is my favorite temple in Wind Waker. Earth Temple is great. But Wind Temple, you know, is also fine. But then the game's over, and it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what this Ocarina remake is. Like, Nintendo is usually super safe with their remakes, so like I don't... Even the Star Fox thing, the visual is definitely not safe in some regards. Like going for like really hyper-realistic, to a certain extent, kind of look. But Star Fox was always kind of a tech showcase in a certain sense. Right, just for simpler times, in simpler times, originally. But the remake itself, from like a gameplay standpoint, is quite safe. Right, so like Ocarina, I'm like, aside from the visuals, like what is it going to be? I feel like 3D, I feel like Ocarina 3D already like captured the concept art really well. Not that you couldn't do it even better, especially without the 3DS limitations, but like, what do you, I don't know what exactly you do with it that would be like that ambitious, you know? We'll see. I don't know. Oh, Link, did you hear? They're selling a slingshot at the store right now. A slingshot! Wonder how powerful it is. I need it. I must try it. Tallow, if you and Mallow want it so badly, just buy it at my parents' shop. Do you see any rupees in my hand? I can't afford that thing. Come on, Beth. Can't you just loan it to us for a while? You know I'd get in trouble for that. If you two want it, save up your allowances or something. But our allowances are terrible. Oh, I wish I was born into a family with a slingshot instead of one with a water wheel. Jeez. Yes, there are rumors of an Ocarina remake. I guess, yeah, it hasn't been confirmed, but it was kind of rumored alongside a new Star Fox game. But also there's been a lot of talk about Nintendo throwing people for a loop and like, you know, like trying to, you know, catch people who are leaking shit and whatever. So like, I still take it with a grain of salt, but like, I feel like there have been rumors of an Ocarina of Time remake probably since 1999, but it, realistically speaking, like, within the past couple of years, I remember there being more and more talk of that. Oh, right, aren't I supposed to help you, right? Oh, right, yeah. That's right. Hey! No. Deja vu, yeah. Well, same thing with Star Fox, right? It's the same thing. So I wonder... Whoa, hey, you climbed up here without even yelling up at me first. You're a spry one, huh? Well, whatever. Check this out here. You know Sarah at the general store? Well, isn't that her cat over there? He's just been sitting there next to the house, sitting next to my house, having a staring contest with the crick. You don't suppose he's thinking he's gonna catch a fish, do you? A cat can't catch no fish. It means a cat can catch some fish. Anyway, that's not what I was meaning to tell you about. I wanted to tell you, look at something, see that grass. Yeah. Also, we don't want to do it here. We want to do it here. Yeah, actually, the visuals I've come around on quite a bit. I kind of like how unsettling it kind of is. Like, I like how Jim Henson it kind of looks. In, like, sort of an uncanny way. The character models, at least. But from a gameplay standpoint, it's like Star Fox 64 again. It's like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? It's like, how many times do we have to do this before we can move on, right? It's like, the conversation... I'm not saying this couldn't be the time, because it is the Switch, after all. Switch 2, I guess, in this case, which is, you know, not the same install base as Switch 1, but it's like, oh, you know, this is kind of the kicking off point of retelling the original story, so that way they can move on from it. But it's like, yeah, but then what if this doesn't do well? Then they just do it fucking again in 10 years, 15 years? Like, I don't know. I'm not really too perturbed by it. I don't really give a shit about most of what Nintendo has going on these days, but it is strange. And yet they won't do another F-Zero game because they don't have ideas. Also, the brightness on this looks a little overexposed. Let me make sure. That's better. I don't remember what game it was that I needed to up the gamma a little bit on here. But the only character in the new Star Fox that I don't like the look of and hasn't grown on me as much is Falco. It's like the main one where I'm like, ugh. But what I do like is I do like the look of the like the in-ship camera. Like that I think looks kind of slick with the lighting and stuff like that. Got the fishing rod. Do want to get some rupees before I even bother with the, was there, I forget if is there a blue or yellow down here? Also, you know what's great about this is, like, I get all of the things that I like about the GameCube version. Like, whenever we pick, that's the only time we're going to see that for a blue rupee in this. Like, with the quality of life stuff from the Wii U version. But the people who play the Wii U version, I'm just like, do you like stamps that much or something? Like, I just, it's one of those things where I'm like, the HD graphics are nice, quality of life stuff is nice, but I don't feel like it's such a game changer to justify, like, all these treasure chests that give you jack shit. Also, I've tried to get that yellow rupee with the hawk. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. Like, failed at doing that a million times. Oh, you know what I can do, though? I shouldn't have jumped down. I can hit the beehive, though. Yeah, no stamps. And the thing is, this game throws rupees at you like no other. It doesn't really break the game much, because there's not really a ton that you have to buy, necessarily, or there's like a very finite amount of things that you really need to buy. You can enable bigger wallets by default, which I did do, just for the sake of tedium, like avoiding tedium, rather. But also, to kind of combat that, I enabled the quality of life thing that doesn't put rupees back if your wallet's full. So if I happen to open a chest that is rupees and my wallet's full, then those kind of go to waste, but it's like there's so many that it doesn't even really matter. But I'd rather get rupees that are actually valuable as an in-game asset as opposed to getting stamps that have 0 value. At least in 3D World, it's kind of like a built-in achievement system, but here it's just like, oh, congratulations, you opened a chest. Here is something that you can't use anymore. Can I take no damage from this? Nice. I think it's 30, right? Oh, right. No shit. He ate the fish we were going to have for supper. Yeah. Boom. Boom, boom. Yeah, what is this flickering going on? Nice. Yeah, see, to me, this opening gives a greater sense of adventure compared to what a lot of people deem to be like, oh, I just like the sense of adventure kind of thing. I'm gonna poke at Wind Waker again, so brace yourselves. It's just like starting in a small town, doing kind of these menial tasks once. Right, you do this whole sequence once. You have to herd goats twice, but it's like fucking boohoo. Whatever, it's fine. Not saying like I wouldn't take the option to not do it twice, but like I don't really care that much. Sure, you never do anything of the sort, but kids these days toss things out. Yep, 30 rupees, perfect. It's like, I'd rather do this kind of stuff. I'd rather do this kind of stuff at the beginning of the game to kind of set up the sense of adventure and the scope of things, right? You start off, you're kind of a farmhand, right? Not much is going on, and then when shit goes down, it's like, damn, this actually matters. Wind Waker has a good setup too, don't mind you, but its tedium is like sprinkled throughout the entire game, so I have a harder time with it, I guess. Like a harder time enjoying it. And then the reward of the dungeons is like there's so few of them and they're so simple. And most of the other islands don't have anything of note really on them, so it's kind of like, I don't know. In the grand scope of video games, it is better than most, but like compared to other Zelda titles, I just would much rather play a good number of other ones. Every JRPG when you already have good gear. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was me with like the first 1 or 2 Trails games. I feel like Sky the Third kind of fixed that, which is nice. There were some instances where like I had just bought the best gear and then you find it, but like sometimes more often than not you find better gear than what you can buy in Sky the Third, which is nice. But the one thing I won't defend about Twilight Princess is like Hyrule Field is still like not that interesting. But it's not like, I don't know, it's not really interesting in any of the 3D Zelda games, I feel like. Like every 3D Zelda game has kind of a barren overworld. And yes, I would count Wind Waker as barren. There's so much space in between things, and the things that you're finding more often than not are just like... It's like, what even is this, man? Like, wow, a ship that I can kill for like 10 more rupees that I already have maxed out because Zelda games just love giving you rupees, you know? These two idiots will never shut up about it, so I guess you'll just have to show them Link. I looked in the manual at the store and it said it's easier to hit the targets. Well, there's no Z targets for, or L targets for these targets. I can free aim this shit. You see, even Mallow is like, whoa. What the fuck? This kid's traumatized, dude. What the fuck? Gee, you really are amazing, Link. Yeah, you are. You can use swords and slingshots and everything. I didn't even use the sword, but okay. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, the sense of speed on Epona is pretty nice. And that's the thing, like, Hyrule Field is kind of there for you to just cut across and sort of... It showcases the scope without getting in the way, in my opinion. Now, if you get off the horse and actually try to explore, yeah, there's not really much to find of interest, but... I don't know, that can also be said of... pretty much all of them, to be honest. Like, pretty much all the 3D Zeldas. Including Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, because it's kind of the same problem, just blown up on an even bigger scale. And that's like the focus of the game, as opposed to being just this intermediary thing in between the interesting parts. That is apparently the interesting part, and I'm just like, I just don't find it interesting, by and large. Not interesting enough to replay, at least. These monkeys have been coming out of the woods and playing tricks on us. We want to get them good. No. Yeah. But I love the swordplay in this game too. Obviously, the hidden skills are kind of where it's at. And like, of course, you want to be using the other stuff in your arsenal, and you very much can. But I kind of wish that the complexity of swordplay stuck around. Oh, wait, can I do it? Oh, I didn't hold it long enough, but... There we go. Yeah, does quick spin count? Okay. The jump attack. Holy sh... He's like, what the fuck? Like, he's not even just, like, not standing around Link. He's just, like, facing in a totally different direction. We need a playable Mallow mod. But, like, 90% of the game is just running from here to Kakariko Village and back. Or, like, to Castletown or whatever when he relocates. There's one now. Kill it. Burn it at the stake. Come here, you. Yeah, the roll is so smooth. What I was noticing when I was replaying or jumping back into Majora is like there is a little bit of end lag on the roll. Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm really hoping that they, like, even if they stick with the open world stuff, it's like, I don't inherently hate open world games. It's just like, I really hope the next Zelda game is just like, they really reevaluate and like, they just need to deepen the systems, man. And like, not like this building shit or like, and I liked messing around with the building some, but like... Oh, right, I need Epona. Should have grabbed her. I don't know, flesh out the swordplay, flesh out the exploration in the dungeons and the puzzle solving and stuff like that. Like, it just... Yeah. I don't want to get into it. I mean, it will inevitably come up just because this is a 3D Zelda game, but longtime viewers of the channel will know, and have heard a lot of what I've had to say about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm trying to remember... I'm getting a little bit of stuttering. Maybe I will cap the frame rate at like 90 or something. Hey, an Ordonian! Hey, guy! Listen, I'm not sure you should be wandering around the woods without a lantern. Just because it's daylight doesn't mean it's safe. There are a ton of caves and dark spots around here that get pretty dark even in the middle of the day. I don't know what happens if you try to leave without getting this. I mean, I guess you get gate kept by the fog. No, because the fog isn't there yet, right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, they have some story moments and stuff like that scattered around Hyrule Field, and some mini games, yeah. But by and large, like, and there's like a couple of like sort of SMT-esque dungeons. Lightly in terms of it being gridded and stuff like that. There's some like old school dungeon crawling kind of to be found here and there as well, but there's only like 2 or 3 of those, I think, and one of them is in Lake Hylia. Go on, guy, try setting a fire underneath that big pot. Come on, guy, light up my doobie. Is he wearing a diaper? Yeah, you keep using that lantern anytime you feel the need. And if it runs out of oil... Yeah, we're gonna give pro gamer strats when we come back, and he tries to sell us his fucking snake oil. Nice. It's Talos. It's Gallows. Yeah, where's their hidden brother Gallows? Was he taken to the gallows? They don't talk about him. Also, yeah, reminder we're on hero mode, so no heart drops, and I take double damage, so I do need to be, like, somewhat careful. Burn the web. Oh, fuck. Damn it, I didn't even take any damage until... I don't think I took any damage in the prologue when I was testing this out. I'm ass. Whatever. It'll be fine. I think you probably get fully healed when you turn into Wolf Link anyway. Yeah, and getting to like swing the sword. We'll take these rupees, I guess. Ooh. Yeah, we'll take these. Getting to swing the sword while you're moving too. Oh no, wait, I'm gonna get a piece of heart and that'll restore. That could be an interesting strat on hero mode, is like save a piece of heart for later. Like, don't pick it up until you need a heal or something like that. I don't know. We'll get into it once we get to the forest temple or whatever it's called. The name is escaping me for some reason. But I do like that the rewards for exploring in dungeons is pieces of heart, which, granted, it's like not like these games are the most difficult things ever, so, you know, additional health, your mileage may vary in terms of how useful that actually feels. In terms of, your mileage may vary in terms of how valuable that really feels, but it feels more valuable than getting another fucking joy pendant. Which is just like, I don't know. To me, that doesn't feel like progress. And to me, Zelda games are all about like micro progress, but like, it's like, it's subtle progress, but it's like, it needs to still be impactful though. Like, not 1/900th. More like 1/20th or something like that, or whatever it is, of the pieces apart. Right, and to concede on the Korok seed thing, though, like, I am very much aware that the reason there's so many is so that way you don't necessarily feel the pressure to, like, get the same ones every single time you play the game. So that's fair. And that's kind of the approach with Mario Odyssey, but I don't know, I would rather a game with a tighter 100% experience. Oh, right, I need to get the key. Is it on one of these guys? I'm actually bad. Oh, I have the key. No shit. Actually not, like, losing brain cells because I'm streaming. Boop up beep up, boop up beep up. And you know, the reason why I want to fight these enemies is because, like, the combat is just fun. And I don't have to really worry about expending resources in a major way. Not saying that that's not that can't be a good thing. You know, I've been on a big classic Resident Evil kick lately, and, like, I do respect at least the idea of, you know, managing your inventory and stuff like that. The thing is with most of the classic Resident Evils is, like, you don't really need to, because those games dump ammo and healing items on you like candy. But I also haven't played all of them yet, so... Like, Code Veronica was definitely less so, but I still had a shit ton of healing items by the end. Like a metric shit ton. I mean, I could buy the lantern oil now. There's not really a reason to, though. I can just hold on to the milk. Just in case I misplay, which I've taken, like, 2 or 3 hits at this point for somehow. But I think it's funny is you can break the cage, but they still freak out and continue freaking out, which makes sense because the enemies are here, but, like... I'm trying to do quick spins and I'm really bad. Also, I just killed both, but no problem. Yeah, the hit stun is nice. The combat's just satisfying in this game. And I know, like, you know, it's kind of one of those combat systems that is as deep as you make it. Although I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to fight, like, a lot of the late game enemies and bosses without, like, the backslash and stuff like that. It's gotta be possible, but it feels so much better to, like, have those tools at your disposal, in my opinion. She's actually a pretty nice gal, that monkey. She tried to protect me, so we got captured together. Link, you're not gonna mention this to my dad, are you? He's always telling me to never, ever go into the forest, because he says it's dangerous. So you really can't tell him, really, you have to promise. Poor kid. Yeah. Yeah, there's like zero impact. I agree. My son told me that... Well... Talking about Breath of the Wild being inspired from Skyrim. I love Skyrim, but it ain't because of the combat. That's for sure. It's fine for what it is. I mean, like, I don't know. The combat being kind of shallow and, like, not super satisfying in Skyrim kind of, allows for the RPG progression to kind of take over, and I know that's also not the greatest thing ever. It's what Skyrim is... I don't know, I don't want to get into it. I love that game so much, but, like, I play it modded so much that it's, like... I'm not going to defend any one particular facet of vanilla Skyrim, necessarily. Except for maybe the exploration. Like, that's the only... Like, that's the thing that matters the most in that game, though. In my opinion. My son told me Tallow disappeared in the woods and had not returned. I came as soon as I heard. Well, I feel like you should have been doing something better with it. Why'd you do that instead of rushing over here? I kid. But it looks like Looks like you have brought him home already. I apologize. Such a task should not fall to you. Tell me, have you noticed how strange this wood seems lately? I feel uneasy about what may lie in wait. Anyway, Link, tomorrow is finally the day. You will be departing for Hyrule. I think it's a good thing I have given this task to you. Good luck, and return safely. If you are lucky, you may even get to meet Princess Zelda. Ha 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 ha. I don't know what's up with the flickering, it's bothering me a little bit, but... If I didn't say it already, projects like this, it's just like, they just continue to get better over time. As patches get, you know, pushed and stuff like that. Now see, I'm not going to say this is the most fun minigame ever, but... This second time just allows you to... Like, the first time it's like, okay, come to grips with the controls, right? And then this time it's like, okay, what have you learned from controlling Epona? Can you turn? And it's a good idea. I shouldn't have done that with the camera. I should have just kept going forward. You motherfucker. I'm actually shit. You turn. Why are you going that way, dickhead? I swear I got it in under a minute before. I'm actually shit. We'll get the piece of heart later too. That was dog shit, but it's all good. Still almost 2 minutes faster than like what they actually expected you to do, so. Yeah, I've noticed on the... I reopened OBS on my second monitor, and I'm not seeing it as often compared to on my feed. Maybe there's something I can change in terms of like shadow resolution or something like that, but... Or maybe I should cap the frame rate. I mean, it's capped... It's VSync is on. Maybe that's part of it. My camera, like... Not... Well, nice work. The royal gift Russell told you about is ready, so you should get ready for your trip to Hyrule Castle. Now, the royal family requested this gift specifically, so it's real special. It'd be bad if the representative of Ordon were to be late for such an occasion. You get me, lad? The path before you is a long one, my sweet horse, but please bear Link safely along it. Wait, Nani? What's happened? She's injured, isn't she? No. Baka. Link, how could you? Damn, she's giving him the stink eye. You were pushing Epona too hard again. I bet you hurt her leg jumping fences, didn't you? Now, Ilya. There's no need to... I couldn't read that fast enough. Father! How can you be so easy on him? You're the mayor. You should start acting like one. You poor thing. It'll be alright, Epona. I'll take you to the forest spring right now. Once we soothe you in the spirit spring, you'll feel better in no time. Wait, Ilya, why, without Epona, the gift won't get delivered in time. Oh, this won't do. I never noticed his hair on the back of his head. Just shave that shit off, dude. What are you doing? What's a father to do? There's no way you'll be able to deliver our town's gift without Epona. Also, Zelda NPCs always look fucked up. So I don't get people's consternation with this game specifically. Sorry about that, Link, but thanks to you, that goat didn't get away. Well, you'd better get going on and figure out what you're gonna do about Epona. Maybe you can head up to where Ilia is and see if she won't give the horse back. I can't read, apparently. But yeah, I mean, I also think that these guys are, like, kind of hideous. But I don't know. Are they supposed to be, like... They ain't no city folk. Come on now. The fancy makeup and hygiene. Link, are you going to see Ilia? Maybe it's just me, but those guys don't normally let people through. There's a bunch of chumps. Link, you think we can go see Ilia together? Oh, Colin. Hey, we've been waiting for you, you know, Link. He's hitting it. Yesterday was so much fun. Yeah, chasing that monkey was great. I was just telling Mallow here about how we wanted to show it to him, but we let it go instead. Oh, you didn't get caught, Dallo. Oh, Colin, way to spoil everything by telling your dad. Nice job. Yeah, thanks a lot. We got scolded by our dad something awful. I thought it was never gonna end. I bet you're trying to see Ilia, aren't you? Well, there's no way I'm gonna let you pass. Oh, hey, neat, Link, let me borrow that wooden sword. If I'd had that wooden sword yesterday, I could have handled it all alone, definitely. Come on, let me borrow it. You have to do this, unfortunately. Colin's adorable. Yeah, and yeah, that touches on the storytelling just being kind of not my preference in the open world Zeldas. At least I at least thought in Tears there, like, look, it's not great, but like I thought there was more interesting stuff actually happening in the moment, which I enjoyed more, but it still relied heavily on flashbacks, which is unfortunate. And flashbacks can be additive, but when that's like your entire method of storytelling, it's, yeah. That's the thing I think Wind Waker does well too. Like really all of these, well, I mean, like Majora by virtue of Ocarina existing, I don't really feel a super strong attachment to like Kokiri Forest. I love Ocarina of Time, but like I feel like there could be more done to like make Link feel like he actually grew up in Kokiri as opposed to just being like, you know, tutorial on how to maneuver a 3D game for the first time, which I get that that's like what it was for Zelda fans, at least specifically who didn't play Mario 64. Like whatever, I don't know. It was a newish thing, right? But Wind Waker with the outside island, you know, kind of intro. This game with the Ordon Village. Skyward Sword with Skyloft. It's like, does it get long-winded in these latter two examples? Yeah, to a certain extent. More and more long-winded, I would say, from Wind Waker to TP to I was called Superstar Saga, Skyward Sword. But yeah, it is something that is missed. Like it makes it feel, gives it like a distinct flavor, you know. I had no idea. I hadn't heard the details about Talos' capture, but Colin. How did he beat us here? So you still prefer your master over me, huh, Epona? Don't worry about your horse, Link. Fortunately, it looks like the injury isn't too serious. You two can go on together. But Link, can you at least promise me this? No matter what happens on your journey, don't try to do anything out of your league. Please. Just come home safely. Those baby blues. Oh shit. And here is the inciting incident for this game's story. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. What is that lead motif? Da-da-da-da-da. I almost feel like that's from another game or something like that, but... Yeah, I follow the strong is the only way I know, yeah. I do like that touch of the reason why King Bulbin... He sides with the side that, he foresees as being victorious. Also, the Twilight Realm is just fucking goated. Persona! I wonder where the idea of him turning into a wolf kind of came from, though, from the gameplay sense. Right? It was probably like, you know, let's give it a give a twist. Oh, goat. Let's give a twist on the Light World Dark World dynamic by having Link transform when he, well, I guess he turns into a bunny rabbit in into a rabbit or whatever in A Link to the Past before you get the Moon Pearl or whatever it's called. So for not very long, but there is precedent for that. And so there must be, like, some kind of lore tie-in between the Twilight Realm and the Dark World. Like, I know it's not exactly the same, but, like, you gotta think about how Nintendo... Like, you can't just think about, like, the material that's here. You have to think about how Nintendo approaches design. I don't actually know what triggers this cutscene, specifically. Like, could you just stand there, or do you have to actually attempt to break out? Goat. This is why we were herding goats earlier, to summon the goat. I do agree, though, like, I wish I could adjust the different volume sliders. I would turn the music down a little bit if I could. It's like, what the fuck? Was that silly string? It was a dream Aonuma had. Well, hey, I mean, we all know that Aonuma's dreams are capable of providing like some amazing, I don't know what to call it, some amazing like sort of art design, I guess. See Majora's Mask, the entirety of it, really. So yeah, it makes sense to take his ideas and run with it, I suppose. This specific part, like being captured in a cage and stuff like that, and rescued by a demon. The jail cell and all. Yeah, that's pretty sick, actually. God, I love that sound. Good sound design in this game, man. I'm cranking this shit. Be-do-do-dee-doo. And like the fucking demented like when you're fighting a fucking Twilight enemy. It's so good. Can't run any farther. That's far enough, right? I'll be safe here, I think. What was that noise? Whose footprints are these? Don't anything come near me. I'm like missing a note or two in there. Also, I think this is a red herring, is it not? Yeah, I think this is actually incorrect. I know for a fact this is one. This might actually be like the only switch you actually have to pull. Yeah, because it raises the water so we can float over the spikes. Spikes! Spikes! I can't do a good Roger Craig Smith Sonic impression. It's like, I can't do it. Oh, that's incorrect. Whoops. Oh yeah, man. I would also do some research and look into the other one. I don't remember what it's called, but kind of see what's going on in terms of what's it called? You just, you know, weigh your options and all of that. But this is definitely the way that I'm going to be playing this for time immemorial. Like, I never thought I would, like, uninstall Twilight Princess from Dolphin, but easiest decision ever when something like this comes out. And shit, I mean, when Wind Waker gets a decomp recomp port like this, I'll give it a shot. Especially if it's as robust, like, feature-wise as some of this other stuff that's coming out, like... I'm not opposed to it, it's just like... It's just more like as it stands, I'm not not too keen on replaying Wind Waker. Played through it twice in full for the HD version. There's some things about the GameCube original that I prefer from what I played of it, but like, I don't know. Skyward Sword's kind of the same way though. It's kind of in a similar ballpark. The thing is, Skyward Sword has better dungeon design. And more interesting combat. And I'm also ass. So don't... yeah. Don't pay me any mind, apparently. I forget what's actually fast. Oh, no, wait, that's actually like a false... Yeah. This is the one you want to take. I think if you stay on those for too long, you slide off. Like, there's definitely some interesting timing things with regards to these jumps, even if most of them I'm so ass. Okay, can I not, like, die during this fucking tutorial? Again, I didn't take a single point of damage when I was testing this out. Past, like, all the way up to the first actual Twilight Realm. And, like, fighting the, you know, your first and second rounds of, like, Shadow Beasts or whatever they're called, Twilight Beasts. These birds can be a problem, but I just need to not, like, be distracted. Bum, 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 bum. Blum, blum. Thankfully, even if you do die, I think this game is pretty generous in terms of its checkpointing and all that. We can check it out. Usually I ignore shit like this, but... right. It's also, like, I'm not playing this on a GameCube controller, so... That's also kind of... That's my excuse for why I'm messing up the controls occasionally. Go! Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, I always forget you can just ignore these guys. If you're fast enough. Holy shit. Okay. We're chilling, we're chilling. Again, the punishment for dying is, like, not really that... Like, not really anything, but... It's still fun to have that little bit of pressure. I do kind of wish that Zelda was more prominent, but, like, she's kind of in the background in most Zelda games. Wind Waker being an exception, but also, like, when she turns into Zelda, she kind of just stops acting like Tetra, which I always found kind of weird. So this is the one for whom you were searching. God, the flickering is, like, really bad right now. Maybe, I think it is the bloom, probably. Hold up. The Imprisoned? Again, Skyward Sword flashbacks. Let me turn it back to classic bloom and see if that fixes the flickering. You were imprisoned? Was there a spike in your head and you were climbing up a circular spiral in the middle of the woods? You had to do it 3 times? 1, 2, 3. Spin around, stop. The Imprisoned has smaller toes than your... Yeah. Right. The Imprisoned has paw pads. The Imprisoned has toe beans. Ew. It has me thinking about the Imprisoned's actual toes, and I'm like, ugh. I don't want to think of them as being bean-like, but they kind of are, in a gross way. Do you think you should explain to him what you've managed to do? You owe him that much. Seems like the flickering has calmed down. Twilight Princess. I don't know why she calls her that, other than to throw the player off, but... Or she's just making fun, I guess. That's probably it. It's probably a combination of the two. This was once the land where the power of the gods was said to slumber. This was once the kingdom of Hyrule. But that blessed kingdom has been transformed by the king that rules the Twilight. It has been turned into a world of shadows, ruled by creatures who shun the light. And also the king who rules the Twilight, is that actual, like, it's a red herring. I'm not saying the foreshadowing for Ganondorf is, like, the greatest thing ever, but, like, I kind of like that he ended up being the puppet master, even though it does neuter Zant a little bit, but I kind of like that Zant is sort of a nobody who's putting on airs, though. And sort of, like, usurped the throne through artificial means. I think it's interesting. It's more interesting to me than just Zant being, like, the big bad mastermind, and that's all there is to him, right? Also, shout out to early 2000s Nintendo for not doing FMVs for, like, most of their cutscenes, because that shit ages like milk, because they look like ass. They're usually directed like ass from way back in the day. It's one of those things of, like, I don't know if I have not mentioned Gustavo. I did a big Mega Man X binge, and I actually finally played through the ones that I hadn't played through all the way, and got all the achievements in both Legacy Collections for a good measure. And yeah, Mega Man X4, great game. The cutscenes, though, it's like, it kind of makes it feel cheaper in a way, even though it literally isn't, because voice acting and stuff like that. But just in retrospect, compared to Nintendo stuff at the time, that, you know, it was because of a limitation of cartridges on the N64, but, like, it holds up better in retrospect because it's in-engine and it just looks like what you're actually playing the game as opposed to being, like, completely different and different art style, different everything, stuff like that. I feel the same way about Final Fantasy in some regards, as great as those games are, in their own ways. It's time for you to choose, surrender or die. Oh yes, a question for all the land and people of Hyrule. Life or death? So edgy. So that's why she doesn't use a sword in Smash Brothers. She dropped it. Oh. What's that tongue doing? What the dog doing? Twilight covered Hyrule like a shroud, and without light the people became as spirits. Not saying that the models or the textures in this game always look amazing or anything like that. But yeah. No, I agree though, but I think the reason is just budget cuts. Right, and you can tell in X5, especially when you look at, like, oh god, it's Shining Fireflies level, with the staircase, how much cheaper that looks of just like a PNG that isn't even at the right angle, or the correct angle, compared to X4 Split Mushroom stage. That does a similar effect, but it looks a little bit more meticulous. And then, like, also the Sigma final boss in X5 just being, like, Sigma find a kind of, like, you know, like, sort of A-posing in the background or whatever. Not A-posing, but he's just kind of like, you know what I mean? It looks kind of cheap, but I don't know. X5 is okay. Yeah. I'm not super big into the later X games. X6 pissed me off. X7 was not great either, but yeah. We can talk about it more once we get back into gameplay. Within the Twilight they live on, unaware that they have passed into spirit forms. All the people know now is fear of a nameless evil. Oh yeah, like Yeah, and it's not like the end of the world, but like it is something that does kind of take me out of it, I guess. Yeah, and I guess Izzy Glow is like, yeah, the localized name for that stage, but yeah. The kingdom succumbed to Twilight, but I remain its princess. I am Zelda. You don't have to look so sad. We actually find it to be quite livable. I mean, is Perpetual Twilight really all that bad? Man, no, this is no time for levity. The Shadow Beasts have been searching far and wide for you. Why is this? Why indeed? You tell me. I'm not gonna do the laugh. Time has grown short. The guard will soon make his rounds. I used to think you could actually get caught here. Like, this actually used to make me, like, nervous, this section. When I was, like, you know, 10. But yeah, you can just tell that the budget went out the window after X4. But what's weird is there's, like, a 3-year gap between X4 and X5. Like, 97 to 2000, I think. So it's odd. And then, like, X6 actually... The level design's atrocious in X6, but like from a budgeting standpoint, it feels a little bit more fully produced, in my opinion. It just wasn't play tested fucking at all. Clearly. It's one of those rare instances. This is like might be the only instance where like you can like interact with Zelda's 3D model in this game. And like actually have her turn around and head track and like all of that kind of stuff. I tried to get up on top of the bed, but I don't think it's possible. You can't like clamber up there, as far as I can tell, at least. But honestly, the part of X5 that pisses me off the most is just the first Zero stage. But that's partially because I went for the achievement of like not using Darkhold on the lasers, but just the insta-kill shit. It's just like, it's so... And the fact that you can like cling to walls like kind of makes it a problem. Whereas in like classic Mega Man, it's less of a problem, I feel like, because you can actually press up against a wall if you need to. But in X, it's like it slows you down if you're trying to avoid those lasers, and it just, I don't know. It just pissed me off. Thankfully, you have unlimited continues and stuff like that, so it's like fine, but yeah. There's like weird design too. Like the fact that you have to burn hours to get equipable parts in X5 and stuff like that. It's just, I don't really know what they were going for. Like, were you intended to like jump in, get some collectibles, jump out, or like game over a couple times? They expected you to game over a couple times and then properly fight the bosses to get the parts? Like, I don't really... Like, I think the idea is interesting, having like a time limit, so to speak, or like a stage entry limit, but just not really executed the best, in my opinion. Great music, though. I guess a promise is a promise, so I'll let you go back to where you first fumbled and tumbled in Twilight. But are you really sure you should be going back? Yeah, that's fair. X6 is even worse in that regard, in my opinion. The level design is just messy as shit. But I actually, like, kind of found it fun for most of the stages. And then I got to Metal Shark Player stage towards the end, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Yep. That and the Zero stages are just like, it's just like shit all over the screen. And it's like, how are you supposed to actually deal with this? And the answer is play as Zero and skip over some of it. Or in the case of the gate stages, I should say, not Zero stages. Well, in that case, Little Minna would be happy to help. Also, keep in mind, I'm tuning out a little bit of the game just because I just played through this opening, like, hour or two. Once we're into, like, new stuff for the sake of the replay, I will be, like, a little more attentive, but... well, you'd have to be my servant, and like a servant, you'd have to do exactly as I say. Why don't you go back, take a little time, and give it some thought? Looks like you're a Thor. Yeah, and also, like, the fact that you can get all of the parts for the cannon and the shuttle and still lose access to 0, and the fact that heart containers aren't shared in the vanilla version of X5, it's like, okay, well, what if you picked up all the heart, like, all the health upgrades that you can pick up, I guess, is 0. You know what I mean? The turtle stage. Yeah, I can see that. The music fucking slaps, though. Rainy Turtloid's stage theme, amazing. Like, X6 has some fucking amazing music. Really, all of the questionably quality X games, the last 4, they all have, like, banging music, though. But I would highly suggest, if you have access to a PS1 emulator, getting your hands on the X5 Improvement Project, or Ends Edition. There's 2 different, like, improvement projects, basically. Also, the Light Spirit isn't here, so we can't, like, heal through this, unfortunately. But I would highly suggest checking that out, because it does fix a lot of the issues. It also speeds up Tidal Whale stage, or Duff McWhalen, as I should say, which is nice. A sword and a shield that'll suit me. The thing is, she's still playing coy, which I find fun. Because it's like, she's like, oh, I need a sword and a shield, and it's like, you know that this is intended for Link. Like, it's clear to me that that's the intention, but I kind of appreciate the, that she won't outright say that, though. Can't I talk to Mr. Squirrel up here? And or no, I have to leave, and then he's like, "Oh, thank you." The X5, yeah. The thing is, I didn't play the PS1 X games growing up, so my first time playing X5 was through the Legacy Collection with the relocalized names. You smell like the trees of Ordon. If you run into any trouble, try talking to the animals. We animals understand one another, so you'll be alright. Best character in the game, maybe? That's Squirrel. He goes on to be the protagonist of Squirrel with a Gun. Fun fact. Not actually a fact. Oh, how did it come to this? The children! Please say nothing's happened. Please forgive your good-for-nothing father. With 1 tooth. I think you have to trigger... Well, first of all, we can do this. First let a sword mayor, and he still got hurt. Well, I like the continuity, too, that this is so far south, like, technically not a part of Hyrule, that it wasn't covered in Twilight. Because Ganondorf doesn't give a shit about, like, he just wants Hyrule so that he can access the Sacred Realm, get the full Triforce, etc., and so on. Which is continuity from Ocarina and Majora. Well, not Majora. Continuity from Ocarina. Which is why I find the split timeline thing so stupid. Then again, the connections between this game and Ocarina are, like, super clear. Not just in terms of structure and design, which people will point to, but narrative as well. It's no use! Take this! It's the bird from Kingdom Valley, wow. What's the cat have to say? What's the cat doing? Were you attacked by that hawk? You're no match for him. I'm sorry, that person calling the hawk is my master's husband. You can sneak up from behind him and scare him, meow. That's fun. I kind of wish if you were attentive enough you could just do this off rip. But it's really not a huge deal, in my opinion. And maybe little things like that could be tweaked as like little options too. There's the shield. The good thing is that I think when you pick up a tier of light, you get healed. Blum. What was that noise? What is this flickering, dude? I can mess around with the... I can turn V-Sync off, or I could lock the frame rate, if that's an option. What if I just cap it normally at 144 and then turn off? Because sometimes V-Sync will cause screen tearing, and sometimes it doesn't. Like, I have G-Sync enabled through my monitor, so, like, I don't... See, that's the thing. I play on PC, but I definitely have a console gamer's mentality in a lot of regards. I still think playing on PC is the best experience overall, though. Especially because the answers to these kinds of questions are, like, out there and pretty easy to find, too. Just with this particular executable, not as much because it's so new. But ideally, I'll iron these things out before next stream, too. So you have a sword, looks like you can actually be useful when you concentrate. Alright, no more detours. I'm going to take you back to the Twilight. Go back to the woods where you first transformed into that shape. Although... I am going to have to fight Shadow Beast first, right? I just need to be careful. I think... I don't think you have to faff about and, like, take damage or anything. I think you can just talk to Midna when she goes away. Wait a second. The town rascals used to play here around here a lot, so there's lots of stuff buried nearby. Oh. Well, I'm not really wanting for rupees, though. Also, wait, some of these are probably heart drops, which is why it's giving nothing. Right, some of these are probably normally heart drops. If it is scripted like that, that is. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, dun, dun. I think let me turn my fan down a little bit. Bump, 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 bump. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I talked to this spring first, right? You have been transformed by the power of shadow. Come to me. Excuse me. Ah. Oh, that's right, because we fight one. Well, we fight a standalone one first. I love these portals. And the way they drop in is, like, so... I gotta remember iframes. Like, I can't just, like, jump right in immediately after attacking them. But yeah, man, sometimes... I know the last stream I did, I think you were talking about how you hadn't played X7 and X8 yet. Somehow I beat you to the punch, dude. What's going on? Granted, X7 is not a game to look forward to playing, but... It was more so, like, kind of just uninteresting as opposed to frustrating, although the boss fights kind of sucked ass. That was, like, the main thing that was, like, annoying. And, like, it's definitely unfinished and broken in some regards, but, like, not really to the point of frustration in a lot of areas, in my opinion. There were points of frustration for sure, but yeah. I wasn't expecting it either. Initially, it was just like, I feel like playing Mega Man X, and then I was like, I should beat X3, because I'd never finished X3. And so I started with that, and then I was like, you know what, I should give X5 a shot again. And then I kind of just ended up going through the Legacy Collection too. And then after looking at the achievements, I was like, this seems like it could be manageable. And it didn't really require replays. Although I did start fresh files on X5 and X6, and then I had to replay most of X8 to get the Vial achievement, but it wasn't too bad. Burn Rooster stage can suck a dick though. That shit sucks. God damn. 3 auto-scrollers in the same fucking level, and they're slow as dog shit. It's awful. And if you die from getting bored, which is like literally what happened to me a couple times, where like I would get bored and just want to stand around and not do anything, and then fall off screen and die, and you have to start the whole fucking thing over again. It's like, you can't even just like passively play it. Like, you have to actually pay attention. It's so awful. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Not super big on X8 personally, but it at least feels good to play compared to fucking whatever X7 was trying to do in terms of game feel. Anyway, immersion broken. I am one of the 4 light spirits that protect Hyrule at the behest of the gods. I am Ordona. I'd like to do some kind of Mega Man X video at some point. I just don't know what it'll be. The black beast you slayed was a shadow being. It had come to seize the power of light I wield. Your year of non-AAA games. That's been me, for the most part, for the past 5 years. Like, you know, I'll play a couple AAA games each year, but, like, usually not that many. Oh, I skipped the dialogue. Oops. Oopsie. The entire kingdom has been reduced to a netherworld, ruled by the cursed powers of darkness. What's that little bug thing? The blight will not stop with Hyrule. Before long, the entire world of light will fall into the hands of the king who rules the Twilight. So yeah, so his reach is kind of limited to Hyrule right now. And the idea must be to get the other pieces of the Triforce in order to gain that power to be able to do that. To take this land from the King of Twilight, the lost light must be recovered. The 3 light spirits who have lost their light must be revived. There is but one who can revive them and redeem this land. You. Me? You still have not discovered your true power, Dennis. That's fair. Yeah, I guess we haven't heard anything on Fortune's Weave since it was really announced. Probably be a direct next month, I would imagine. Those transformed by Twilight usually cannot recover their original forms. Unless, if you were to return to the Faron Woods where you were first transformed, if you were to revive the Light Spirit. There, by the power of the Light Spirit, you may find the means to regain your other state of being. An Empire state of mind. Yeah, you'll be happy to hear, Gustavo, that I don't think Space Cowboy knows this either, because I just started it last night. I'm playing Valkyria Chronicles 4. After having played the original, late last year. Oh, we get healed, thank God. Okay. And that's been fun. It's nice playing a Valkyria Chronicles game, like, already knowing how it works. And also them being, you know, 4 games deep, so, like, obviously ironing out some of the kinks with the first game. And so that's been cool. I'm only about like 2 or 3 chapters in so far, but let's do it. Let's go. Yeah, man, it's cool. I like that format a lot. I like that style of gameplay a lot. And again, like, not having the learning curve of it being my first Valkyria Chronicles game helps a ton. Because I think that first game does not do a great job at onboarding with a lot of its finer mechanics. The basics it tells you technically, but that's not really like the whole story behind how to play it effectively, in my opinion. And I get that, like, yeah, you want the player to figure things out, but, like, it's trial by fire, man. Chapter 7 is rough. Yeah, the Grenadier... Is it Grenadier or Grenadier? I don't know how to pronounce it. Exactly, I need to look it up. I think it's cool. It seems very powerful early on, but obviously the limitation is movement and stuff like that, but it seems very strong. But I think Valkyria Chronicles needed other powerful classes besides scouts. So the fact that the other classes seem like they have more going on, like more going for them, I do like. Even though abusing the OP nature of scouts in VC1 was fun in the end game, in its own way. So these are the weapons you use in your world. Chops his head off, game ends. You really think this thing can slay the creatures of Twilight? Well, I won't use these, but I'll hang on to them for you. Look at this fucking bitch, dude. She's the goat. Not derogatory. Alright. A promise is a promise. I trust you enough to help. In exchange for my help, though, I need you to gather some things for me. This game's so fucking good. But enough about that. Do you hear that noise? It's the lamentation of the spirit that had its light stolen. Where in the world could it be? Where in the world is Corman Sandiego? Better get going, don't you think? Don't blame me for your world's fate if you don't hurry up and find that light. Snap to it. Up to it. I'm torn on the bloom effect because it's still flickering. And like, I'll show you what I mean. Assuming it's still happening. Like, I don't know if the shimmering is like intended or not, but it's like... It actually is bothering me a little bit less. I think it's just kind of the nature of how the game looks. But what's strange is, like, it's specifically when I pan the camera. Like, the way the shadows kind of, like, filter the light. It's kind of otherworldly and sort of cool, but I don't know how I feel about it in comparison to, like... this. Which is more subdued. But it doesn't have... Why is it fucking flickering, dude? Oh yeah, please. Please. I think VC4 could get a video at some point, though. Especially because I think a lot of the same talking points I would have done for VC1 are seem to be relevant to VC4. Princess, Dusklight. Flickering. Is it just a frame rate thing? Like, I just... Okay, so it's an issue with the HD texture pack compatibility, I guess. Someone's saying you have to wait until they finish working on area sampling, so maybe that update will happen while I'm streaming this, but... Find that switching from 4K custom packs to official Twilight Princess HD texture pack resolves the worst of the shimmering and flickering. Interesting. Oh, it's all good. Down sample. What is this Twilight Princess HD texture pack? Twilight Princess HD texture pack that isn't... Is it just textures from the actual... Definitive Edition texture pack. This is on Game Banana. Is this what is this talking about? Optimized for the Dusklight PC port. Initial textures made by Master Killua in Team True D TPHD. Blah 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 blah. Personally spoken with. Okay. A big update is coming soon to reflect those changes. It's just... Dusklight isn't compatible with MIP mapping yet, so there will be shimmering until the Dusklight team implements it. Okay, so it's just growing pains, right? Again, this will continue to get better over time. I wasn't having this issue before I started streaming it, though. That's why I'm confused, but we'll just keep going and kind of try to ignore it. Yeah, so here I think I can just talk to Midna right away. Because I remember when I was testing, I defeated all three of them individually, and then they get back up. But then, like, I think you have to wait around a little while before Midna actually approaches you. Because these guys deal 2 hearts of damage on hero mode, as, you know, 2 times damage. You bitch. Okay, I think I actually do have to take them all down one by one. I have to be careful, though, because I can get hit while I'm doing this. Yeah, I think I have to take all 3 of them out initially. I'm not sure how efficient... Yeah, right. They revive, and then I can talk to Midna. She'll eventually come and get you, but I don't remember what the criteria is for that. Yeah, so we're gonna kill this one individually. Got him. It's like a neat... It's almost kind of like a combat puzzle. It's almost kind of like a combat puzzle to unlock fast travel points for later. It's cool. Please be careful. These woods have changed. The dark clouds of dusk cover this land. This drape of shadows is called Twilight. I'm not... this voice is gonna piss me off. In this twilight, those who live in the light become as mere spirits. It is a place where the dark ones and evil creatures dwell. I am a spirit of light, blue-eyed beast. Look for my light, retrieve the light stolen by the dark beast, and keep it in this vessel. This is another segment where I'm like, I don't understand the problem with this. Granted, I've played this game, you know, multiple times over the past 20 years, but... Like, I never... When I was like 10 years old, maybe, but like I found these sections to be a little troublesome, but like... Just gonna ignore these guys. Right, and that one goes under the gate. Because I know in the HD version they like removed some of them, which is fine. That's not one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'm a faithfulness. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they ruined the remake because they removed 2 vessels of light. It's now a baby game. It's like, these are the kinds of criticisms you hear about people bitching about remakes, and I'm just like, it's just like, dude. It's like, if you're gonna criticize, like, can we like actually focus on like the major things instead of like, oh, the lighting's different. It's like, play on PC and fucking mod it, dude. Like, what do you... I'm not trying to make an excuse for, like... Not, like, capturing the original vision, but a remake is inherently not the original vision because it's, like, literally a different game. It's literally what a remake is. It's, the same... Usually it's the same structure and, like, foundation in terms of, like... You know, usually narrative. And, like, structure and stuff like that, but, like... I don't know. It's like a whole thing where I'm like, just like, you know, remakes are like their own product, though. And it's okay to have a preference, but like acting like there has ever been a remake that actually 100% captured the... It's like, if there was a remake that 100% captured the vision of the original, it would just be the original. And this is coming from someone who enjoys remakes most of the time, with the ones that I play at least. There's plenty that I don't, but I have a pretty good eye for what I'm gonna be into in terms of video games. The thing about that is satisfying in a way that, like, more traditional QTEs, like, aren't. I should have just done that to begin with. Where's the other one here? Fucking hell. Got me with the passive. Is that Shining Firefly? Is that Izzy Glow right there? I'm ass. Oh my god. It did not give me this much trouble the first time through. I'm gonna keep saying that until we're past the point where I stop playing. Another one of these. Got him. Also, it seems like the flickering thing is like mostly a cutscene thing, and then it flickers again. Great, okay. I will say, like, could they have handled this opening section better? Certainly. Like, you know, the fact that you kind of come through this area, you go through it in different ways, but it's like you go through this area 3 times. It's like I kind of understand that element of it. Boy, lucky for me, ever since the boss went funny in the head, there's been scary monsters everywhere. Those village kids got led through the woods for some reason. The whole forest is so weird now. What's happened? The vessel of light is full of tears, and light has returned to this area. Lit. Literally. Oh, but it was so nice here in the Twilight. What's so great about a world of light anyway? No, I'm kidding. Also, that theme song is fucking annoying. Not a fan. My name is what? My name is Baron. I am one of the spirits of light who dwell in Hyrule. By the order of the gods, I protect this forest. O brave youth. In the land covered in twilight, where people roam as spirits, You were transformed into a blue-eyed beast. That was a sign. It was a sign that the powers of the Chosen One rest within you, and that they are awakening. Fire Emblem Awakening, starring Lucina and Chrom. Look at your awakened form. What the fuck? Did you undress me? The green tunic that is your garb once belonged to the ancient hero chosen by the gods. His power is yours. His is the power that slept within you. Your name is Link. You are the hero chosen by the gods. Yes, you've said this like 10,000 times. Thank you. Brave Link. A dark power rests in the temple deep within these woods. It is a forbidden power. Long, long ago, I and the other spirits of light locked it away. Because of its nature, it is a power that should never be touched by any who dwell in the light. But this world weeps beneath a mantle of shadows, and so there is no choice. You must match the power of the King of Shadows. He said shadows twice. If you would seek this forbidden power, then proceed to the temple in the forest depths. First dungeon. It's time. Bum 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 ba na 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 na. Why does his fingers look so fucked up? God, this track is so good. You're the chosen hero and all that, huh? So that's why you turned into that beast. What a shame. I mean, maybe you'd rather just wander as a spirit like the rest of them, totally unaware of what was happening for all eternity, right? Go to the temple? Well, isn't that convenient? I was about to head there myself. Hey, look, you want to help your friends, right? The way I see it, maybe they're in that temple, waiting for you to rescue them. Well, good luck, Mr. Important Hero. And honestly, it would make sense to be kind of led to believe that, you know, you would rescue them and then, you know, the game would move on, right? But no, it kind of like, it kind of, I don't want to say the trite thing necessarily, but it subverts your expectations. Honest. God damn it. I don't remember this being a thing. I bet you could probably just ignore that and keep pushing on, but yeah. Oh, give me these rubies, yeah. You don't actually need to talk to this. Oh no, you do to get the key, right? Yeah, yeah. Then your clothes seem kind of different, so I got thrown off for a second. I also just smoked a fat doobie. Listen, things have been a little rough around here lately, so you should watch your step, okay, guy? I might have left a joint laying around here, and I don't want you stepping on that shit. There's so many monsters now, I got kind of scared and closed off the path to the temple. But, you guy, you want to get back there, huh? You sure do look geared up for it, so here you go. Oh yeah, the woods on the other side of this cave are covered in really thick fog, so make sure your lantern is full. You're definitely going to need to use a lantern a lot in there, so bring all the oil you can. And check this out, I have a bottle... Fuck no. We're not drinking the odd soup. That's just a gamble between whether it's going to damage you or heal you, and I'd rather have the consistent damage. And what we can do is we can buy lantern oil from the bird once the monkey uses it up. I'm actually shit. And then I can buy a potion just as backup. Although realistically speaking, I can't get these quick spins out, I'm really ass. Come on now. There we go. Just trying to get consistent quick spins, but I'm being really bad about it. There we go. Oh shit. Shield saved me there. No, I'm standing around like it's gonna give me hearts when it's not. Yeah, I already got the piece of heart. I should probably save. Again, not that it really matters, because, like... Well, I guess if the game crashes or something, that would be an issue. Yeah, I don't remember how close you have to get. I think if you just have your lantern on and you enter this area, the cutscene triggers. Hey, what's that monkey's problem? You idiot! While you were staring off into Dreamland, your lantern got stolen. Dreamland? Is that a Kirby reference? Kirby and Zelda in the same universe confirmed? Oh my god. Fucking shut the fuck up. I don't get this obsession with crossover shit. Like, I'm just like, Smash Brothers movie? I don't care. Don't give a fucking flying fuck. No shits. Zero. Constipated. Also, what did I say? Like, what did I say about the Mario Galaxy movie just from seeing the previews? I don't know if I said it on stream, but I was literally like, whenever it got brought up, if it ever got brought up amongst whoever I might have been talking to, if it was friends or if it was on stream, I literally was like, it just feels like references. It just feels like references. Like, oh, remember this? Oh, Yoshi. Remember Yoshi? It's like, yes, I remember Yoshi. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, he never went anywhere. Of course I remember Yoshi. What the fuck are you talking about? Remember Rosalina? Yeah, you just re-released the Galaxy games. I play those games regularly because they're fucking awesome. Remember Wart? It's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's one of those where I'm like, why would I go see this movie when I can just, like, look up... If I wanted to see the references and point at my screen, I could just, like, look them up on YouTube later on. And that can be said for, like, full movies in some cases, you know, if you're willing to, you know, go sail the seven seas and stuff, but I don't really care about watching the whole movie on its own. I don't get this upset. Like, didn't we move past, like, looking for validation? Like video game players looking for validation via mixed media and adaptations? Like, I just don't understand what people expected out of most of this shit. It's much better than it used to be, but, like... I don't know, man. And I don't want to judge too harshly considering I haven't seen it myself, but it's also like... I can just tell that it's not for me. And I love the Galaxy games, they're my favorite Mario games, but, like... That's kind of where it ends. I know I had mad hater energy there for a second, but, like, it annoys me because it's like, what it has to be like, I don't want to be like too derogatory, but like it has to be like children that are like actually focused in on like doing the Smash Bros. Movie crossover stuff, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, especially for Nintendo characters, which like aren't really the most fleshed out things in the world. How much is this? 20? So it's like, what are you gonna get out of them interacting in a movie compared to what you already see and get from them interacting in the games that already exist? We can use this. I guess I don't... I mean, I can scoop up a fairy in the dungeon, but that's, like, late in the dungeon. So I'm thinking, like... Okay, I'm talking about this game dumping rupees on you. So let's take advantage of that fact. In fact, I could just, like, fucking leave. If I don't plan on buying anything from this guy ever again. I think it's 30, right? No. It is funny you can just steal from him, though. But I think if you do it once, I don't know if there's a way to, like, undo that. Although maybe you can, if you can sneak in and, like, pay. Not sneak in, but, like, you know, slip past him and pay and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the thing, like, I'm not trying to hate, like... The thing with the first Mario movie, apparently, is they use a lot of licensed music instead of, like, the stuff from the games, and that's the thing that kind of gets to me, where I'm like... You're adapting... Like, the Sonic movies are the same way. I only watched the first one, and I thought it was kind of underwhelming, and, like... You know, very obviously not made for me. It's very much like, this is a way to get a new generation into Sonic, as opposed to really... appealing to the people who grew up with it, I guess. Although Sonic 3, like, that one does have me more intrigued, but I just don't really... I have Shadow Generations, I have Sonic Adventure 2. Like, I don't need those stories to be told again in, like, a medium that I can't interact with. Like, I just don't need that. You'd be destined to become the hero of legend, but your current power would disgrace the proud green of the hero's tunic you wear. Dude, T-Link is talking mad shit right now. Still enjoy... Yeah, no, that's totally fair. And yeah, the Star Fox thing and everything, yeah. I wish they didn't, like, advertise that ahead of time. Yeah, yeah, like, very member berries and, like, you know, TikTok brain, kind of... Not saying that people who aren't that way can't enjoy it, but it's just more like, it's clearly aimed towards... like younger children in a lot of cases. And then parents especially, I think, or, you know, parents, older cousins, uncles, whatever. It's like, you know, you take your nieces, nephews, or your kids, or like whatever, and it's like, then, but you as someone, you get the references and they just get the fun flashy lights and stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. Like, I don't have an issue with it existing. I just don't understand this, like, fucking fervor for more, I guess. You must use your courage to seek power, and find it you must. Only then will you become the hero for whom this world despairs. If you do find true courage, and you wish to save Hyrule from the horrors it now faces, then you will be worthy to receive the secrets I hold. Yeah, I heard that too. Like, a lot of missed opportunities in terms of storytelling. Mostly because they're just, you know, cramming references down your throat. Don't really have time to do much of interest to stand on its own 2 feet. And that's the danger, too, of, like, adaptations of, like, adhering too closely to the source material and being, like, a direct adaptation versus being too loose just within the universe, right? There needs to be a balance between familiar elements and being its own thing. Enemies that are filled with energy will quickly recover and attack again, even when stunned by a powerful strike. The ending blow is a secret technique you can use on stunned enemies to end their breath before they spring back into action. When an enemy lies collapsed on the ground, stunned, L target and yeah, I know how to use this, okay. When the opportunity, blah, blah, blah. There it goes. I kind of made that a little jank on purpose. I could have just done like a regular strike. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, giving Bowser a little more characterization. I think that's fair from what I heard. Again, I haven't seen it, so it's just like, you know, I'll take your word for it. I'm not saying every film or every game or every piece of media has to be like this insightful, you know, like thing to chew on and kind of think about and reflect on. Like, not necessarily, but, you know, you can at least try to do something. Go powerful, test your courage. When you find that you need another skill to overcome the threats that face you, search for the statues that howl with the sound of the wind. What's interesting is, like, if you miss one of these, like the one on Death Mountain and stuff like that, it's like you can't get it like for a while, like until you can freely transform. Which, granted, I guess it's, like, I don't know, the lake bed section is so long, though, too. It's like it does kind of take a while. Is that like a crit or something? Yeah. And I think this is where I stopped. My, like, sort of test. That was a cool little flourish. Now, the thing is, I love this game. I love the dungeons. I don't have them memorized like the back of my hand. Like you know, the Great Deku Tree, for instance, it's a lot simpler in OOT, and so, like, I know where I need to go and where I don't. As far as, like, you know, skipping the map, skipping the compass, like, not worrying about that. Here, I'm gonna be pretty thorough just because I find exploring these dungeons fun and playing this game fun. Okay, yeah, I guess the only time we'll see those is when we get rupees from chests. I'm ass. Spacing was shit. That's the risk of doing jump attacks. Bum 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 bum. Nice. Sound like you're missing out on a lot. I feel like they would use the movies to expand their audience with the main audience. Yeah, I think it's just a tool for brand recognition, I feel like. In terms of, like, you know, getting the younger audiences, maybe even younger than is capable of playing an actual Mario game, to, like, become familiarized with Mario and the brand. And all of that. Like how some anime adaptations are just promo for the manga. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, right. Yeah. That's pretty satisfying. I think... Right, we need the boomerang to actually get this chest down. I think... Oh, right, we light this. Right, we light these. Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck. Wait. Okay, we'll have to get that later. Once I have the boomerang. So I can put up the lights. Whoops. But yeah, I want to explore thoroughly because I don't always remember, like, where exactly the heart pieces are in every dungeon. So it's easier to just, like, mess around. And some of the optional puzzles are fun, too, so it's, like, not really a big deal. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Skyward Sword's combat is interesting. It does become a little too Simon Says in some areas, but, like, I like that they at least tried something in regards to swordplay, and I actually find it to be pretty fun to play overall, like, all in all. Especially with the button controls are a nice option as well. Even though I never really had an issue with the motion controls outside of, like, flapping your wings and stuff like that. This is just here. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember there being... Should we get a... What the fuck? Oh, I wasn't locked on. Get our little bird friend. What happens if you just never talk to this thing? Guess we'll never find out. Oh God. Ba boo boo ba ba boo boo ba ba boo boo ba. Beep boo boo bop. Brother, just swipe the damn thing. I like that there actually is some finesse to Link's movement in this game. Like, not in again, it's like, not in terms of whether you succeed or fail, but more so just in terms of, like, feeling like you're playing well. That's funny as shit. Okay. Yeah, that's great, but I don't have a small key, you dumbass monkey. Ass monkey. The funky smelling monkey. That's the boss key over there. Try to make this on one cycle. Nice. It's the double bridges that are tricky to make on one cycle. This is this the small key? Must be. Yeah. Cool. Like that. It's like if you're not like just... It's not like a super specific position, but you can't be like too far from the door lest you roll into it. Yep. You're gonna be seeing a lot of that. Get a room. Hey. Hey. Huh. Shooba da booba da boo. You just knocked over the monkey cage. You knocked over the monkey cage. There it is. Bum 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 bum. All right, you guys good to go? I think this is a fun gimmick. It kind of like they do the forest fire water thing again, but like with a little twist. Right, I need the boomerang for that, so I need to, yeah, cross the other way. Yeah. And that's reminding me too, like Skyward Sword kind of has the crafting system, which is cool, and I like being able to upgrade your major dungeon items. I think that's a neat idea. It's just, you know, like with a lot of crafting systems in games for like permanent upgrades, what's it called? I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry, someone just texted me. Da, 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 da. What was I talking about? I was talking about, like, yeah, forest, fire, water thing. Granted, Majora's Mask kind of did that also. It was like, you know, swamp-flavored forest temple. Oh, fuck me. The forest temple was swamp-flavored, and then, you know, the fire temple was really like an ice temple. Even though, like, you had some lava stuff, and, like, it was the Gorons, I guess. But it wasn't really a fire temple, which is a nice change of pace. There is a, I think there's a piece of art over here, right? But I need, do I need the Gale Boomerang for this? Or can I lure you, like... Oh, you will actually, like, kind of leave. Oh, fuck. That might be enough time. I'm trying to think if that's what the intention is or not. Can you come and get me? Fuck. I feel like that's doable, though. That's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like this is already a botch run, I think. It feels like it might be doable, especially if I can get this thing to actually, like, walk towards me. Yeah. And not do fucking that. That's so doable, and I'm ass. Alright, let's try this again. Come crawl towards me. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I think that should be... Brother! Fuck. I probably need the boomerang. I kind of want to try it again, though. Just because it's like... I don't quite have enough time to throw it over that way, though, either. It feels like it's so close to being doable, though. Did I do this on the old playthrough? Was I able to actually pull it off? Or did I fuck it up? Do you remember? I probably just need the boomerang, but I... Brother in Christ. Also, it's a little silly. I mean, I guess the thing just, like, reaches up here, but it's a little silly that you jump and it's, like, just gulps you up. Try one more time. I'm ass. It's similar to what's going on right now. Okay. The more things change, the more they stay the same. That feels like it should be doable. That's the thing. I blame the devs for, like, making that feel like it should be doable. Oh, because there's one up here, I see. Okay. I think this other boulder, though, I'm pretty sure you need the boomerang for. Yeah, I didn't see this guy up here. Because, like, actually, maybe not, though. Yeah, okay, that's actually... That one's doable without the boomerang. Shooba-dubba-dubba-dubba. I gotta remember to get that treasure chest that's down below. This room... I, like, need the boomerang to do this, right? Because I need the boomerang to activate... Yeah, because I think your intended... Or maybe lighting all four of these actually allows you to get up there, but then I'd have to come back with the boomerang, but I probably need this guy anyway. I would hazard a guess. Tempted to say word for word. I've definitely said I think this is doable many, many times on stream. When the timing for something feels like it's just like just barely can't do it. I need to light these, yeah. Yeah, right. And then extinguishing all of them lowers the thing, and yeah. It's all coming to Millhouse. I'll have to swing back because I think that's probably a piece of art. It would be interesting. It would be interesting if, like, you know, you need all the monkeys to finish the dungeon, but you don't necessarily have to get specific ones to continue to progress. Like, that's the kind of open-ended dungeon design I would like to see more of in the Wild Era games. Oh, yeah, like, yeah, realizing that there's one up top. I feel like they definitely did that on purpose, though. Like, having that one not sprout up out of the ground so you can't quite see it. Yeah, I'll have to come back to this room anyway. And once I have the compass, it'll be easier to tell what I've missed, too. Also, I do have the quality of life thing enabled that, what's it called? That disables Link's, like, when he grabs the thing and he, like, kind of barely hangs on, sort of thing. That I don't know if that's random or if that's determined by, like, how well you jump. I'm kind of tempted to turn that back on because I feel like that adds a little bit of something. No climbing miss. We'll turn that off. No second fish for cat. That wouldn't have been the worst thing ever, really. Cool time saver. So I did use my red potion because I'm ass. Oh, right, I'm supposed to kill this part of it first. Can I quick spin? Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. Eat up. Okay, thank God it only takes one. The small key. Poop in your pants. I also think it's possible to bring back, like, literal lock and key design, like with the small key acquisition stuff. It's just... I don't know, man. I just think that there's so much more... There's so many more interesting things that could be done with non-linear dungeon design than has been done in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I think that's the upsetting thing. It's like, this is not, like... In terms of dungeon design, it's like, this is just not executed well. It's not interesting. It's, like... very uninteresting, in fact. Oops. Hydrating. God damn it. I missed the cycle. Is this the famous Zelda cycle everyone talks about? What? Oh, wait a second. This is... No, I actually crossed the middle bridge, don't I? Yeah, because I can't get those to line up. Right, we have to go back. I can get this chest. There's one piece of heart. Also interesting, I think this is the only Zelda game where you need 5 pieces of heart for a heart container. Yeah, this is it. See ya. I used to be like nervous that I was going to miss those jumps as a kid, which is very funny to think back on. These were definitely heart drops. I kind of wish they were just randomized or like gave you, I mean, I don't know, more rupees. It's like you don't necessarily... I think it's okay for breakables to sometimes not give you anything also. So long as they're fun to break. Which breaking stuff in Zelda is like... It is pretty much always fun. Shubu-da, doo-boo-da. There's one red ass. I took some damage, but... I don't know if that's the most damage efficient thing or not. Like I don't think jump attacks are as powerful as they once were. At least based on my attacking like the bokoblins. To do when he throws it, yeah. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, quick spins are like the way to blitz through stuff in the N64 Zeldas as well. There's like a decently sized flying machine in here. Let's see if I can... I have like limited light, so I'm trying to see if I can catch it, but... Banana, na, 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 na. That was the thing I noticed with Majora as well, because I did Fierce Deity Mask when I streamed it, right, and that was cool. It kind of trivialized the final fight, but even without it, and I only had 11 hearts, but granted I had the defense boost from Great Bay, and like, you know, got all the stray fairies because I find that fun to do. Like have a little, you know, bonus exploration incentive within dungeons, hence, you know, Gold Skulltulas in Ocarina of Time, stray fairies in Majora's Mask, heart containers here, or heart pieces here, you know. And then in Wind Waker and Skyward Sword, it's kind of like collectibles for side quests / crafting in Skyward Sword's case. We've got Gale the Boomerang. This 80-year-old woman named Gale got trapped in this boomerang. Banana, na, 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 na. But yeah, even without... Oh, right, I have to... Oh, never mind. Okay. This feels like one of those things where, like, a new player might target it once at a time, but I feel like if you target it multiple times on the same throw, it should... That was really reverberant. I feel like it kind of should just let you pass immediately. Drop the base. Let's see if I can make this. Nice. See, I'm like, why does that... Like, why does that kill when, like, a jump attack... I guess a jump attack knocks them over, opening them up for an ending blow, as opposed to... I don't know, I'd have to look at the damage values, I guess. But yeah, the final boss of Majora's Mask was still just like, you know, great spin your way to victory kind of thing. And it definitely went on for a little bit longer, but it wasn't... It was still pretty cheesable, I found. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm so close. I feel like that also happened in the old playthrough as well. And just barely missing a cycle. But it's bound to happen. I think it's right. I don't have the compass. The compass. That was kind of cool. What was that all about? Oh! I didn't realize you could do that. If you just spin the stick out of a jump attack. This game has tech, dude. It doesn't demand it a ton, but... The swordplay here is like such an excellent foundation. How did I never figure that out? That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna assume that this is... That's fun. That's a fun one. Getting Link to do his diving animation into solid ground is always a good time. And I'm getting deja vu from some of these things that I'm saying. Okay, yeah, I can get the boss key, which is over here. Huh. Yeehaw. Woo-ha. I forget. Does it matter which way you start this? It doesn't matter which way you throw the yellow boomerang to get the big key. I am missing... No, I got both pieces of heart, didn't I? Didn't I? Yeah, because I had one from the forest, and then I got these two. Yeah. I don't know why I spaced out so badly. But for some reason I don't have the compass, which is... I know there's still more dungeon left, but... For whatever reason, it always feels like I mean, the dungeon's almost over, kind of, but it's like... I always forget about, like, this second section over here has a little bit more left. A few more rooms. This reminds me of that one room in Lane Mines a little bit. Like, you know, the tea corridor. Not the corridor where you eat, where you drink tea, but the corridor where it's shaped like a tea. But it's a breakfast cereal. Right in the crotch. Dick. This is not. Hold up. Oh wait, you probably just okay. I was trying to do the Ocarina of Time thing. Okay. Ripperoni. God, can I quick spin for the life of me? Jesus Christ. There we go, on S. Alright, so what we can do... What? Can you not be... Okay, I have to... Come on, man. What about this way? I just want to do this just to flex, not so much like... Okay, I guess it's not possible. Why isn't it possible? Pick up the fucking thing. Okay. So what's the deal with the airline food? Oh, I like didn't see this one, that's why. Got him. You see, like in that instance, like if I had that turned off, I'm like, I don't know. It's a nice option. I need a small key that I don't have. I'm fairly certain I have to backtrack here. Like, I don't think it's something that I missed previously. Yeah. Probably. Although if I got the compass, this fucking fly... Oh, it actually landed on my hand when I did that. Got it. Yeah, like, is there anywhere in this dungeon that I didn't... I feel like I was pretty thorough. But yeah, no compass means that I, like, can't check for chests that I missed. That was kind of fun, but also not. Too early. Be careful. Oh, that just kills them. Okay. I don't know why I never thought of that. Because then you can, like, multi-target them, even though I'm literally not doing that. I thought I had the low health sound turned off. Hold on. Oh, okay. The fact that that kills is like so crazy though. Ba 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 ba. Trying to knock him in the water. It's pretty sick. Not gonna lie. Interesting interaction there. Small key. Oh yeah, this section I always remember being... That's not... I just didn't... I just didn't click the trigger again. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. You're pretty good. Pretty good. That's not what I meant to do. Stabbed in the crotch. Stabbed in the crotch. Yeah, stabbed in the crotch. You really stabbed that crotch. Shooba dubba dibba dubba. No compass though. I guess I skipped it. But I got both the heart pieces, so I don't really care. I do think it's interesting, like it'd be interesting to analyze the dungeons in which they give you the map first versus the compass first, because they definitely change it up in some of them. Because, like, it's interesting to give you treasure chests, but, like, no actual map layout. But to kind of, like, point the player in a more ambiguous way of, like, kind of go this direction, as opposed to go to this room specifically. I hate it because I'm thinking of these things. You know, I took computer science for a year in high school, but, like, you know, I'm not, like, a game designer or anything, but, like, how are they not coming up with even more interesting stuff than this? And Nintendo, it's just like, I just don't get it. All right. Cool. I don't know why I keep standing around waiting for hard drops. I keep doing that. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum. I meant to do the... I keep forgetting you don't actually have to tap B. You can just... You jump attack and then you... Why can't I not pull it off? Hold up. There it is. Both of them. That's a fun technique. I always slingshot those guys. I don't know why I never considered the boomerang as multi-target. Shut the fuck up. You just freed another monkey. Is it the compass? Nope. I must have just straight up skipped over whatever room it was in. Like, I went into every room, but I must have just, like... Weird. I thought maybe that would... The tornado was lower than I thought, and I did not mean to do that. Wait, so if I throw it and then I hold Y immediately, no. But there is like an input buffer. So where like if you press it a little bit too early, it'll auto prep it, which is kind of cool. This is the wrong way, god damn it. And the bridge is reset. Okay. Can you not? Okay. I think that's everybody. Yeah. You didn't get the compass, fucker. I can let you through. Still take damage if you void out. That's right, like some of them do that and some don't. Almond Joy's got nuts, Mounds don't. But let's see. Thank God. You caught a fairy. There's a second one? I think there's usually just one. Okay. We take those just in case. Do I need anything besides the boomerang? I don't think so. Maybe you can do something fun with the fishing rod, but it's more so for the Ganondorf fight. Distract him. I feel like Link turned around a little late there. Like, the door shut and was shut for several seconds, and then he was just like, oh, oh. Not purple drink monster. First phase. You can even really, I guess you would call that a phase. It's the kind of intro phase. Bub, 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 bub. You just dodge for a minute, right? Yeah. Oh, that works too. I think you can one cycle this thing if you're not bad like me. Oh shit, I actually got hit by that. Can you not? Nice. Oh, I got the finish prompt right away, yeah. Also, I got the spin, which is funny. That's actually goated. I feel like you can one cycle that. There's like some way to do it, I think. It's fucking lit. That's exactly what I was looking for. Nice. First dungeon down. And if you subtract like the technological finicking, that's not a word, maybe. You get rid of the futzing around with the settings and stuff like that, easily under 3 hours. So, nice progress. Although I remember the last time I streamed this, I did like a 5, maybe 5.5 hour stream on the next section where I did dungeons 2 and 3, just because I was so compelled to keep playing. Heroic Link. Do not think that Hyrule is now saved from the spread of Twilight. I didn't. I literally didn't. We know there's other light spirits. Yes, we know. Thank you. Leave these woods and go to the east, where you will find the land protected by the spirit Eldin. This line Twilight. I like the through line too with Skyward Sword of like Eldin, Lanayru, and Farron being the these like physical dragon-like beings that sort of watched over each respective land. And it's like, oh, it's like eventually it's these light spirits or like, you know, some kind of spiritualized reincarnation of them or something like that. I don't know. You set foot beyond the curtain of Twilight, you will revert to your beast form, so be prepared. Leave these woods and go to the east. Okay, yes, you said that already, thank you. That's better. Searching should be much easier now, hehe. But of course you feel the need to go help the other light spirits, don't you? The only problem with the checkpointing, I mean, I can go enter the next Twilight Realm, I suppose. I was just thinking, like, if I wait to enter it, and then I reload my save, I'll just enter Hyrule Field again, so it's kind of like... I mean, I could just save right now. Do I need anything? I have a ferry, so I think we're chilling. It'd be nice to refill on lantern oil, but it's too tedious to go and get the cheap variant of it. We need bombs for that. I think... Doesn't something show up here if you light... It's not just these two, though, because I remember I did that. And it didn't actually do anything. I can still do it anyway. Yeah. Something behind there or something, but that's like City in the Sky prep stuff. So way later. Shooba booba booba ba da da. And I'm not opposed either. I'm not opposed to you're an asshole. To well, I can get the piece of heart here, hold up. I'm not opposed to streaming the other 3D Zeldas, like, kind of as more one-off playthroughs, as opposed to doing, like, all 5 back-to-back sort of thing. Shit, I could stream some 2D Zeldas if I wanted to. I kind of wanted to shore up some of my blind spots there. Like, I've never finished the Oracle games. I haven't played Minish Cap in a long-ass time. What else? I wasn't really that into what I had played of Echoes of Wisdom. So, like, I don't know if I ever will. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. I remember... Like, I know there's a piece of heart here, but I always forget what tree it's in. That was kind of sick. Yeah, you can just do a spin attack out of, like... There it is. You can do a spin attack out of, like, anything. It's crazy. I should have called for Epona, but... Or wait, isn't Epona, like... No, Epona's captured. I'm stupid. Never seen that much 2D Zelda. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're less, like, bombastic for the most part than a 3D game, so it makes sense that people don't, like, stream them as much and stuff like that. And plus, they're much more puzzle-oriented as opposed to, like, combat. And, like, as simple as the combat can be in the 3D Zeldas, though, it's still, like... It's more of a focus, I feel like. So maybe it doesn't lend itself as well to streaming, but it's an option. I'm not saying I definitely will, but as more projects like this come out, I will consider it. I don't know if there is another heart piece I can get right now, but I kind of don't care. I still get two-shot by the Shadow Beasts, but what if I just don't get hit, though? So I'll get pulled into here, and then I think that'll be a good stopping point for next time. Little hair hand. Boom. I want to mess around with the quick transform thing once we get to that point. The black clouds of Twilight are so fetching today. There's so much more at ease here. Alright. It's a good stopping point. Next time we will continue on into Eldin, do the Goron Mines, and maybe even push past that if I'm feeling it. But now I'm a little self-conscious of how similar this playthrough is to the previous one, but at least it's on hero mode, no heart drops and stuff like that. And it's like not stretched aspect ratio with higher frame rate and a little bit flickering for good measure, but hopefully that'll get ironed out. I'll mess around with some settings and keep an eye out for updates and stuff like that too.